Hey there, everybody. It's Ellen Weatherford.
And Christian Weatherford.
And this is Just the Zoo of Us, your favorite animal review podcast, where we rate your favorite animals out of 10 in the categories of effectiveness, ingenuity, and aesthetics.
We are not zoological experts, but we try our best to bring the best and most accurate information that we can.
We are out of hot girl summer. We are into hot spider fall. Being sort of newcomers to the Pacific Northwest, we are a little bit out of our element with spider season.
It's not even that bad.
We were a little bit unprepared for the just influx of spiders. We've had a couple actually within the bounds of the home. That's been fun.
Yeah. And we got our pet spider by the kitchen.
We do. We have a little kitchen spider that our kids have named Delilah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually really sweet because the spider is like right outside of our kitchen window. So at night when I'm like doing dishes and stuff, she just keeps me company.
Mm-hmm. She's out there thriving.
She is. She's doing amazing. She's gotten bigger too, which I think is cool. So that's our spider update.
Tune in next week.
Tune in 2 weeks from now to hear more about the spiders in and around our home because there's so many of them. Well, I'm excited for this week. We've got some real stunners lined up for y'all, starting with Christian's animal. Christian, you're up first this week.
Thank you. I'm talking about the strawberry dart frog.
That's a really cute name.
It is cute. Scientific name, Oophaga pumilio.
I think it's OO. I'm not kidding. The like like the double O at the beginning. I'm pretty sure it's OO because I'm not making like an OO, like an uwu sort of joke. I really think it's pronounced like that.
Okay, but I'm still going to make the joke about it.
Okay, what was your joke?
It was, if Final Fantasy has taught me anything, Oophaga is the third and final form of oof.
Luckily I have watched just enough of you playing Final Fantasy to get that joke.
But yeah, it does mean egg eater.
Maybe a spoiler a little bit as to the behavior of this frog.
A little bit. More on that later. This species was
submitted. They should call you Oophaga.
Why's that?
Because you eat eggs too.
Yeah, but that's the natural state, I would say, for our species. Ellen doesn't eat eggs.
Oh, okay. I guess you gotta call me out for being the weirdo.
You're shining a light at me like, look at this man. He drinks eggs. Water.
This weirdo eating eggs. Bro literally eats eggs.
This species was submitted by Rome Rabelais.
Thank you, Rome.
And my information is coming from Animal Diversity Web and Amphibio Web.
Now, amphibians don't usually make webs.
No, they don't.
That's not what they're known for.
They went to school.
Oh.
They learned to code.
Uh-huh. And now they're a what?
Software developer.
Oh, I was going to say web developer.
I know.
Oh.
I screwed your
Incorrect. Joke. Extremely loud. Incorrect buzzer.
Yeah. So it is a frog. So good news there. The coloration of this frog is normally bright red bodies and head, but with blue legs.
Excellent. True, like sour gummy worm aesthetic.
Don't eat this though. Don't do it.
If not candy, then why candy colored?
Don't do it. I'll talk about why soon. Humans are just bad with coloration like this.
We have really just absolutely flown in the face of aposematism. We've really leaned against it.
A great equalizer. So this is a smaller frog. It is 17 to 24 millimeters long, or 0.7 to 0.9 inches.
Look at the baby.
It is little. And it can be found in Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama, in rainforests, cacao, and banana groves. They belong to the taxonomic family Dendrobatidae. Longtime listeners might remember that we actually did another poison dart frog, the golden poison dart frog, in episode 12 in July of 2019.
But that was a long time ago,
I
think it's okay to do poison dart frogs again.
It is in the same family. So there's that.
Excellent. This is a fun family of frogs.
It is.
The poison dart frogs.
Yes. At least from afar. Our first category is effectiveness. This is where we talk about things like physical attributes, things that they have that make their everyday life, that much easier. Or not.
I should hope so.
So I'm giving an 8 out of 10
That's
for
pretty
effectiveness. Good. The tadpoles eat eggs.
Wait, the tadpoles eat eggs?
The tadpoles eat eggs.
This feels like they're not that far removed from the egg in the first
No,
place.
they're
This
not.
feels a little, this is like just a little too close to cannibalism for me. I'm like, that's basically you.
It's the sapling eating the seed, basically. Yeah.
Like, that was you 20 minutes ago.
So I want to come back to this in ingenuity because
Okay.
I think it's more interesting in that context.
Okay, so just keep that little bit
Yes.
of info in your pocket.
Yep. Their eyes are capable of seeing different colors among frogs, which is helpful because it would appear frogs of a particular color morph prefer mating with frogs of that same morph. Or
They have a type.
yes. And they'll pick a mate who has more like the stronger vibrant colors of that morph.
They're so clicky.
Yeah. They are toxic. And this was a big thing we talked about with the golden dart frog. Just like them, their toxin comes from their diet of arthropods, mainly ants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tell me more about this.
Yes. So another word for this is bioaccumulation.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. So they get these chemicals from the things they eat, and it bioaccumulates inside them and gets more concentrated.
You literally are what you eat.
Yes. What did we most recently discuss about this?
Oh, was it the moray eel?
Yes, it was. So those being at the top of their food chain were bioaccumulating a lot of, gosh, I don't remember what the substance was now, but it was something that was in their guts and particularly liver that was making them toxic to humans.
This seems a lot more sort of intentional.
Yes,
though.
because it's not just inside them, it's being excreted by like glands onto the surface of their skin.
And that's interesting that it is not something that their body just naturally produces, right? That it's something they have to actually take in from their environment and then do some body alchemy and then just turn it right back out.
Right. But I guess it kind of makes sense because if you tried that at a lower level of the food kind of pyramid, you probably wouldn't be getting enough of that toxin to do anything with it.
So they're passing the poison on to you.
Right. Because the ants are, I mean, I didn't look this up, but I'm imagining the ants are getting it from their surroundings in some way. So it's just getting concentrated with every step you take up to that ladder.
Yes, like at what point, like at what step in the ladder is the poison actually being produced?
Right.
Like which one of y'all is actually making toxin? Because it seems like this is like everyone in class is copying each other's homework. So like which one of you actually got it right?
Right. So you either have the body anatomy that can synthesize it from other things, or you're eating it from somewhere else.
Cheating.
So at least in the frog's case, it's being bioaccumulated from its prey.
I've heard that a lot of times if you're in a zoo or something and you see like poison dart frogs in an exhibit in the zoo, you'll see zookeepers that are able to just pick them up and handle them easy peasy.
Right, because they don't have the diet that's giving it to them. So it's the kind of thing that I suppose probably wears off eventually, or those frogs were just born in captivity, so they never had it in the first place.
Right. So like they're not toxic at all just because they haven't like eaten what they need to become toxic. So they're just like regular old frogs.
Yep. I'd still be careful though if it were me.
I am weird about frogs. I do not like to be jumped on by frogs. I've never liked being jumped on by frogs. I'm a little bit like scared of frogs, not because I think they can hurt me in any way, but I don't like the unpredictability of it.
It's the same thing with like roaches and palmetto bugs that standing still on a surface, fine. As soon as they take flight, not fine.
You give me like a single frame of motion and I'm in a panic state. I don't like it. I don't like the jumping. I don't like the height that they can get. It scares me. I just assume all frogs are poison dart frogs.
Might as well. Now, something interesting is there is an animal that is immune to their poison. Toxin. And that is the night ground snake.
Oh, snakes are always doing this, aren't they?
We talked about this with the salamanders of the Pacific Northwest, actually.
Yeah.
And the garter snakes.
Yeah. It's something about poisonous amphibians and snakes that just can't get enough poisonous amphibians. And they enter this arms race where like the snake gets more immune, so the frog or the amphibian in question gets more poisonous, and then like so on and so forth until they get just like absolutely astronomical values of toxin.
Yeah. Something about it just wakens that competitive spirit.
No, I want to be the most.
Now, I mentioned that this is similar to the golden dart frog, but this is a different toxin. It appears to work in a similar way in that it messes with how sodium channels work.
Ugh, jeez.
In the muscle and nerve cells, but it is potentially not as strong as the kind of toxin that's in the golden dart frog.
Sodium channels are the most stressful thing in the world because they're such like weirdly sophisticated pieces of like almost machinery that are happening at like the cellular level that are relying on like the flow of ions and like electrical charges inside and outside the cell.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they have developed like a compound that can actually like sabotage the cell at that level is so wild to me.
I mean, basically, if you think of it as a gate that's letting these ions pass through the cell barrier, it's just a thing that is able to attach to that gate and either keep it closed or keep it open. Either way, it causes the problem because it only operates when it's able to go back and forth between its two states.
Yeah, because
if you stop it in either one, it's going to have a problem. Yeah,
it needs to like maintain an ideal sort of like concentration of electrical charge, I guess. Like,
well, it's think of it as a current. Like it has to be able to go back and forth.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I think I went into more detail in this in episode 12 based on the notes I reviewed.
We've talked about sodium gates a few times. They've come up. You know what? Also in the grasshopper mouse episode, I talked about sodium channels, and because there was some interesting like ways that their neurons had like adapted to not be jammed open by those. Every time we talk about them on the show, I get a couple new gray hairs.
It's hard to talk about without having much background in, I guess, biochemistry.
But also, like, visual aids do a lot of heavy lifting here.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's difficult to explain this without, like, an image to show along with it.
Finally, for effectiveness, we already talked about this too, their aposematic coloration, which is meant to warn predators of their toxicity.
And these are kind of silly about it, because there's a lot of different poison dart frogs that have all sorts of different colors, different patterns. They're going about this in very different ways. Every frog has their own little spin on it, and this one gets especially silly.
Yeah. I think my favorite is the like neon blue and black ones.
Oh yeah, those are pretty cool.
So the idea is it's supposed to warn the predator, because if the predator if you just look like a regular frog and the predator eats you and dies, and you
that's not
also
helping.
Die.
Yeah, I am also dead. Like, that's not helping.
Yeah, but if a predator eats one that looks like this and dies, other predators might be like, "Oh, that was a warning."
Yeah, because ideally you want to stop the eating before you've been eaten.
Yeah.
You want to get out in front of that.
And then others take it a step further and don't bother with the toxicity and just mimic.
You do get that too, yeah. Actually, in my segment, I'll be talking about an interesting form of like secondhand aposematism.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. It'll make more sense when I get to it.
Nice. So that wraps up effectiveness. On to ingenuity. I'm also giving an 8 out of 10 on this one. And what ingenuity is it can do things that are smart or intelligent. It could be tool use, hunting methods, that kind of thing.
8 out of 10 is really good for a frog, because I have heard frogs described as being simply a mouth with legs. There's not a ton happening in that little noggin. There's not a lot of real estate left for brain in that little body.
I guess I'm impressed. So this biggest first thing is the raising of tadpoles. For those unfamiliar, amphibians, I want to say all of them, lay eggs that turn into a smaller state. In this case with frogs, it's called a tadpole.
Some frogs do direct development, where they basically like hatch into a tiny frog. I think the coqui has direct development where they skip the tadpole phase. But yeah, like a lot of frogs do start off as a little tadpole.
It's a shame this one doesn't.
You'd think that would save you a lot of time.
Yeah. Starts as an egg, hatches into tadpole, eventually develops into a full-grown frog. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So a lot of frogs that you might be familiar with do this in a pond or something, like a body of water. These guys actually start out terrestrial. So here's how it starts. The female will lay 3 to 5 fertilized eggs in wet leaf litter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're starting out, it's wet ground.
But it's not a pond or
it is
lake
ground.
Or anything like
ground
that.
Is ground.
Once laid, they're actually taken care of by the male.
Okay, Dad, come through.
Now, it's not pretty.
Oh.
Because those eggs need to stay wet.
How?
The male will urinate on the eggs to keep them wet.
Okay, well, it's something, I guess.
It will also defend the eggs, remove any fungus, and will rotate them as they develop.
Just bonding with your kids, rotating the whole... Just rotating the kiddos.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, like, during the newborn phase, even for human parents, a lot of bonding with your newborn is simply rotating them.
Yeah, that's especially important, like a rotisserie chicken.
The rotisserie baby.
Now, after 10 to 14 days, they develop into tadpoles. So this is where things really ramp up, because once they're tadpoles, they hitch a ride on Mom's back.
Let's go, Mom. Get the minivan ready.
Yeah. And then she will take them to water-filled bromeliad plants.
Oh, no, she is the minivan.
Yes. Or something similar. This could be like a little notch in a tree or something, just somewhere where there is water. And they bring them there to finish developing. Now, they put specifically one tadpole in each of these spots.
So now, as a mom,
Yeah.
I get it. You don't want them fighting.
Yes, correct.
Every kid's got to have their own. They got to have one. As soon as you introduce sharing, like, can you guys just share and be cool about it? That's when it's game over. You've already lost at that point.
Yes, but in this case, if they didn't, they would literally eat each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Particularly the larger of the however many tadpoles would eat the others. So, one per plant. So that means, if we back it up a bit, we said 3 to 5 fertilized eggs. That means Mom is having to make all these little trips into these plants that are way up high in these trees. And this is a tiny frog.
She's so tiny. And these are like, because keep in mind, these are, what Central South American trees, they get huge.
Yes.
So she's having to climb like multiple stories on her tiny little frog nubby legs. She's going through it.
Yeah. So Mom has successfully gotten these tadpoles where they're supposed to go. She will then feed them by laying unfertilized eggs with the tadpoles for them to eat. So now we're back to the egg eater.
It's come full circle.
Yes.
Okay. So she's coming back and giving them eggs.
Yes.
She's got an infinite food glitch.
Right. Which might sound weird, but really, I don't know. It's kind of the same. It's, Mom taking in nutrition in a form that would not be able to process by the young and turning it into something that they can. Right. And in this case, when the tadpole is smaller, they'll cut open the egg and just kind of suck out the innards. But if it's a larger tadpole, it'll just swallow it whole. The
fact that we are so nonchalant about eating eggs, I think, is like, keep that energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's essentially what it's an unfertilized egg, right? Like, there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
Just a single frog who works 2 jobs.
And it's pretty important that they get those eggs pretty quickly after being put into the water because they'll starve otherwise. And the mom has kind of a duty to remember where she's put these children.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's true. You got to remember stuff too.
And apparently she can identify which ones are hers based on the vibrations that the tadpole will make.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean... Yeah, because I've heard that, I haven't put this to the test, but like I've heard that even for like human mothers, you can usually tell your baby by their cry. Like you learn their cry pretty quickly, and then you can tell your baby apart from other babies. So like, I guess tadpoles can't really cry. They could just make little vibrations the best they can.
Now, I will say I've come across a baby or two that sounded just like Finley.
That's
he gave
true.
me a quick heart attack. It's like...
Well, there is that almost like an instinct to just help any baby, right? That's like, oh no, I hear something that sounds like a baby. I'm going to immediately stress out about it.
Yeah.
But like...
Sorry, this is a Wendy's.
It's funny. It would be funny if like she climbs all that way. She gets up there to the bromeliad. The little tadpole starts wiggling around. She's like, who is this?
Right. So this is not a particularly short phase, unfortunately, because it will take 43 to 52 days to fully develop.
She has to do this for like 2 months.
Males use vocal calls to attract females, like many frogs.
And what do those sound like?
I don't know. Didn't look it up.
What would you think they would sound like? What's your expectation? If you had to guess, what do you think they would sound like?
Probably just a long whine.
Like what?
Oh, got it. Sorry.
One of these days.
Now, males will also use it territorially to... It's kind of silly, I think, where they'll make the call and then they will listen for other males respond back who are too close. It's like, you could just not.
Well, I mean, it's like trolling on the internet, right? Like you make a really like especially like intentionally stupid tweet to get the replies, so then you know who to block.
Right. Hold on, I gotta check to see if anyone else is here from Jacksonville. Duval.
Oh God. Probably like 2 people listening understood that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also do that so I know who to stay away from.
There's not enough room in this Safeway for two of us.
Nobody from Jacksonville is in a Safeway.
There will be wrestling matches between males to establish territory that might last up to 20 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's so tiring, you guys. Like, I can't even argue with somebody for 20 minutes.
But at least no one dies, usually, I assume.
I guess that would imply that they'd be immune to each other's poison, because then that's a waiting game, right? You just kind of row up against each other and wait each other out.
Yeah. And the final thing I will talk about is something not super cash money, and that young sabotage. So what males will do, if they happen upon eggs of other individuals, they will eat them.
Oh, don't do that. That's not nice. She worked so hard on those.
Yes. And similarly, if a male finds frog's tadpoles that aren't his, it will allow the tadpole to hitch a ride on him.
Uh-oh.
To be dropped off somewhere else.
Where are you going?
See, this is what's strange. It's taking it to another bromeliad plant so that the mom doesn't know where it is.
I mean, at that point, just eat it.
Right?
Like, you're wasting so much time.
Right? So, and then that tadpole starves because the mom doesn't know where it's at.
So inefficient. Like, there are easier ways.
Maybe tadpoles aren't tasty.
Oh, yeah. Maybe there's something built in to make them not want to eat them. I'm just like, to go to all that effort just to be like petty, this is just out of pocket.
It sucks.
That sucks.
I don't know if I can say that.
These are deeply problematic frogs. They had me with the being good dads, providing parental care for and then they ruined it. It's always the wife guys.
Yeah.
They lure you in.
Some Game of Thrones stuff right here. So that is ingenuity. And our final category of aesthetics. This is how beautiful, how cute, how cool looking they are. I'm giving a full 10 out of 10. I really like how they look. And they're a cute frog.
Were you going to talk about the best color morph of this frog?
The one I talked about?
The one with blue jeans?
Yeah. Yeah. So they got the orange back and head and then blue legs, right?
Yes, but you did not describe it as blue jeans.
Okay.
That's an important part of it.
It does look like they're wearing blue jeans, yes.
Is it... Y'all, you've got to look up a picture because it really does look like you're wearing blue jeans. It is so funny. It's like little Frog and Toad, sort of like country frog with the jeans.
Yeah.
Boots with the fur. And then you mentioned that like they like to go for mates with the same color morph as them. So you think they like check each other out like, nice jeans. And the other one's like, you too.
So they can match.
Oh, they have little matching outfits. That's so cute.
So to wrap things up, conservation status is surprisingly least concern as of 2014. But their threats include habitat loss and overcollection for the pet trade because they are popular for that because of how cool they look.
I mean, yeah, they do look cool, but also if you get one from the wild, they're going to be spicy
for a little while at least. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how long that cooldown period is on letting that like toxin cycle out.
That's where you get your court food taster to
yeah. Squire, test these frogs for me. Touch all these frogs.
So is it toxic? I can't understand what you're saying. You're foaming at the mouth.
Must be fine.
So that is the strawberry dart frog.
Thank you. That was really fun.
Thanks.
I appreciate you. Let's take a quick break to hear from our friends on the Max Fun Network, and then we'll get back to my animal.
Okay.
Oh, wait. It's not friends on the Max Fun Network this week. I think it's a promo for
our enemies.
Hear from our deepest rivals. It's a promo for our bonus content, so enjoy that. Bye. Not bye. Please stay. There's more show after this.
I'll take bonus content for 500.
You can laugh and learn along with 2 Maximum Fun hosts on this animal-themed quiz show.
What is Just the Zoo of Us's bonus episode Leopardy with secretly incredibly fascinating's Alex Schmidt?
That's right. And don't worry, this premium podcast content isn't $500. You can listen to this and all of the Maximum Fun bonus content for as little as $5 a month. Bonus episodes of Just the Zoo of Us drop every month, so any time of year is a great time to join. Support from listeners like you keeps artist-owned shows like ours thriving. Head over to MaximumFun.org/join to get started.
So, do I win?
With listener support, we all win.
Okay. Ellen, what have you got this week?
This week it's Clownfish.
I'm surprised it's taken us this long to get to Clownfish.
I am too.
Huh.
I was also surprised that I love them and I love talking about them. So I'm really, as soon as a request for them finally came through, I was immediately like, confirmed. Yes, absolutely. I will do that right now.
Okay.
Which, funny enough, this was actually submitted also by Rome Rabelais. Same person. So MVP of the episode. We usually try not to do 2 requests from the same person, especially in the same episode. But Rome did actually send in me a lot of animals, like multiple lists of animals. And this one just really stood out to me today. So thanks, Rome.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the species I will be focusing on is Amphiprion ocellaris, which is also known as the common clownfish. I'm getting my information from the Florida Museum and Aquarium of the Pacific, as well as papers to be cited as they come up. Now, this species of clownfish tends to be about 3 inches long, so they're kind of a little fish.
Yeah.
They're pretty small. They can be found in warm waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, particularly around the coasts of northern Australia, Southeast Asia, and Japan. And these are very shallow reef fish. They typically don't live any deeper than about 50 feet or 15 meters. So typically pretty close to the surface. You're not going to find them super deep because they do like those reefs. They are in the taxonomic family Pomacentridae. They share this family with also damselfish. And there are, like I mentioned, many species of clownfish. This is just one of them. And they can have different colors too. Like a lot of them are that classic sort of like 3-banded orange, black, white. Some of them only have 1 stripe. Some of them don't have any stripes. Like you can see some like variations on the theme. But this one is kind of, it's the classic like orange, black, white with the 3 sort of bands down the side.
Very good.
It's Nemo.
Okay. I was over here just...
Oh,
she hasn't said Nemo yet.
I know. I had to break the seal on talking about Nemo. No, Nemo's going to come up a lot in this.
Great.
I don't know about your relationship to Finding Nemo, but Finding Nemo came out when I was in the exact perfect target demographic for the movie.
Yes.
I must have been 6 or 7 years old when it came out in theaters. I saw it multiple times in theaters, and then it was like there was such a monoculture at the time for like media that because I moved around a lot as a kid, right? But no matter where we moved to, we moved from North Carolina to Washington to Fort Lauderdale up to North Florida. Like everywhere we went, everybody was just talking in Finding Nemo lines, like all the time. It was all Finding Nemo everywhere. Every kid was into Finding Nemo.
Yes.
And I probably watched this movie at least 300 to 400 times. So I will be bringing up Finding Nemo a lot. Mostly to trash talk a little bit. Lovingly, with love.
Okay.
I will be mostly calling out things that got wrong about clownfish. But there are some surprising things that they got very right.
Well, I was just thinking like what you described in terms of their habitat matches with what I remember of the movie.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of it will match. Some of it won't, but some of it really will.
Okay.
In some pretty fun ways. So for effectiveness, I'm giving the clownfish a 7 out of 10. I'm going to start with their coloration.
Okay.
Because this is a very striking color. It definitely makes them a very charismatic fish. It makes people like them a lot because of like the high contrast, the orange color. Like it's very cute. And also I was thinking about like a lot of these reef fish have these bright, flashy colors. They don't seem to really going for camouflage, right? It's not those muted, dull colors that you'd see in some other creatures that might be not so defensively oriented, I guess.
Right.
And so I was thinking, I was like, why would they want to look like that? So the clownfish's bright, high contrasting colors and markings may actually be linked to toxicity, not of the fish, but of their anemone hosts.
Oh.
So, a 2018 study showed a correlation between the number of stripes in clownfish species and their hosts' tentacle length And anemones with shorter tentacles are usually also more toxic. So it seemed like the number of stripes on the clownfish had to do with how venomous the anemone was. I haven't mentioned this yet, just in case you're totally unfamiliar with clownfish. They only live alongside sea anemones, which have these tentacles that sting, and they have like a venom that to humans isn't usually very threatening, but they can actually stun and kill fish. So the clownfish swim between the tentacles of the anemone and have a very, very close, mutually symbiotic relationship with the anemone.
Now, where do anemones sit in terms of animal kingdom? Are they...
They're cnidarians. I couldn't tell you. I mean, they're definitely invertebrates. They're somewhere over there. I think maybe they're close to jellyfish.
Yeah. I was thinking, is it jellyfish or starfish that
I think it's jellyfish that they're closer to. But they are animals. They are animals. That is a thing that a lot of people don't know, is that they are in fact animals. They're a little more plant. They're giving plant, like, you know, they feel like a plant, but they are actually animals. Okay. If you ever get to like see one eat, you can see a little bit more of the animal coming out because they use their tentacles to pull food in towards like a central disc that they kind of like slurp the food up into. Yeah. So that's the clownfish's coloration is thought to be aposematic, but not warning a predator of the fish's toxins, but of the anemone's toxins. So letting a potential predator know, hey, you might not want to mess with me because the anemone that I'm, you know, swimming around is very, very toxic.
You see my homie over there?
Yeah, he's going to mess you up. It's like they're like, watch out, deadly toxin, and then they're like, I never said who's deadly toxin. Like, and that paper was called Scary Clowns. Adaptive Function of Anemone Fish Coloration. That was by Sammy Marilaita and Jennifer L. Kelly in the Journal of Evolutionary Biology in 2018.
They had fun with that.
Scary Clowns is a good title for that. Are you scared of clowns?
No.
Okay.
You?
I was as a kid, and I haven't encountered a clown as an adult, so I don't actually know.
Yeah, they're...
I've taken great lengths to avoid clowns as an adult.
I believe they have the vulnerable status.
You know, everybody thinks that clowns are going extinct, but it's really just that... It's really just that you're not around clowns as much as an adult.
Their populations got fragmented by the It movie.
Yeah, there's a real bottleneck. There's a real population bottleneck in clowns right now. I don't know. Maybe I am still scared of clowns. I'll have to seek one out and see if I have a panic attack.
Yeah, it's one of those like am I strong or untested?
Tune in 2 weeks from now for results of the study. Now, more on their coloration. An important thing to think about is that clownfish can actually see and differentiate UV light, which humans can't. And this is important because their markings actually have distinct UV coloration that change throughout their lifespan. So like when they're younger, they have different like UV colors than they do when they grow up later. So it's thought that clownfish are probably able to tell individuals and species apart by UV colors that humans can't necessarily see. Okay. So there could actually be even like more to their coloration that we just don't know because we just don't have the right eyes for that.
All these animals dunking on us for not having UV.
We're so behind the game. We're so behind. So now here's probably what I think is the absolute most interesting thing about clownfish physically, from like a purely physical standpoint. They are what's called protandrous hermaphrodites. They exhibit something called sequential hermaphroditism.
Okay. I remember this now.
Yes. So this is where some nitpicking for Finding Nemo comes in. Because all clownfish, every single one, is born male. They're all born male. They live together in these groups that all share an anemone. So you'll have one big anemone with like, I don't know, usually like 4 or 5 little clownfish in a group that kind of all share that one anemone, and that's where they live. Now, the largest individual in the group is the one that gets to mature to become female. So that one, the biggest one, becomes female. And then when it becomes female, it also gets bigger because the females are like noticeably much bigger. You can tell by looking which one is the female because she's like double the size of the male. So that she'll get much, much bigger and also, develop the ability to lay eggs and become female for the rest of her life. And she cannot ever become male again. It's just a one-way street. So the female also has the highest social rank in the group. She's the biggest, right? Like, who's going to step to her? She's the queen of the anemone, basically. It's girl boss time.
Yes.
She's queen behavior. She's in charge. And then the second largest becomes the dominant male. So they become a little breeding pair. They bully all of the weak nerds in the anemone. He gets to become a little bit bigger than the other males, but the real benefit here is that he mates with the female. So the female and the dominant male are the only two that are mating at all.
Okay.
And they will actually bully the non-dominant males to make sure they don't attempt to mate. They are having none of it. So now here's what happens if the female dies. Her little boo thing then gets promoted to female. So he gets to move up. He grows, he gets bigger. And he could have been at the same size for years, right? But as soon as the female dies, he gets to become the female and he becomes much bigger. And then the next one under him, the next biggest one, grows to become the dominant male. Okay. So everybody moves up a rung on the ladder if the female gets taken out. So it's a really, really interesting, but very rigid social structure that's mostly just based purely on size and age. But there's an interesting social mobility to it that's if you can just survive, if you can just hang in there and not die, you can actually work your way up to hopefully someday achieve the ultimate goal of being promoted to female.
Yes.
It's really, really interesting, social structure, I think, with an interesting dynamic to it. Because it's not that one individual is just fated to be, subordinate forever. They could work their way up. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is really interesting. It's very chaos as a ladder, sort of
We've been rewatching Game of Thrones lately.
You've been rewatching Game of Thrones in the same room as me. I was paying attention for that part though, because that part does go pretty hard.
Yeah.
But that is a major issue with the premise of Finding Nemo. Marlin should have transitioned when Coral died. Spoiler alert, sorry. Nemo's mom dies in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
I'm holding off for a third movie.
Who are they going to find? Who's left to find?
They're going to pull a How to Train Your Dragon thing where they find the mom was off doing...
Now you're spoiling another movie.
All I'm saying is never trust an off-screen death.
That's true. Yeah, you can't trust an off-screen death. If you don't see it happen, it didn't happen. But so, yeah, Marlin should have transitioned and become female. And there are some other qualms that I have about the portrayal of clownfish parenthood in that movie that I will bring up in just a few minutes. Because this brings me to ingenuity, which for the clownfish, I'm giving them a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
This is a fascinating, the behavior of this fish for such a small fish is so interesting. I mean, first of all, I've already kind of talked about their social structure, which is surprisingly sophisticated for, I think, a fish, right? Because they have very clear expectations of where you go in our little group, right? But I did want to take a minute to talk a little bit more about their symbiotic relationship with anemones. So clownfish on their own are basically defenseless. They aren't toxic. They don't have sharp teeth. They don't really have any tools in their kit to protect themselves. So they kind of make up for this by forming this alliance with anemones. Sea anemones are able to provide the clownfish with very valuable shelter and also protection from reef predators that they wouldn't be able to provide themselves with, right? These are small, very non-threatening little fish. So the anemone is really kind of covering the vulnerabilities that the clownfish has. But it's not a one-way street, right? The clownfish isn't a parasite. The clownfish is actually giving back to the anemone in its own ways too. So in return, the fish is defending the host, right? Because there are there are creatures that want to eat anemones. There's
Mm-hmm,
crabs that might try to snip a tentacle off. There's fish that'll just yank at them and stuff like there are things that will try to eat the anemone or harm it in some way. So the fish will chase those off. They can gang up, right? Like if there's something threatening their anemone, they can gang up and chase them off. So they will protect the anemone. They also clean up the insides of the anemone. Like I mentioned, there's like a central disc, like a feeding disc in the middle of the anemone. They'll, keep that area clear of debris. If something falls into it, they'll clear it away. Their swimming actually keeps the tentacles aerated. Like it keeps water flowing through like the interior, because anemones are feeding by grabbing particles out of the water with their tentacles. So when the clownfish swims through the tentacles, it allows more water to flow through and gives them more opportunities to grab particles out of the water.
I see.
Now, the clownfish do also sometimes eat the tentacles of the anemone, but like if they're like dead and like falling off anyway, then the clownfish will kind of like take a little bit off just to it's like a little haircut, basically, like a little trim.
Yeah.
Trim the dead ends.
Girl dinner.
Girl dinner, yeah. Well, I was thinking this is almost like a gingerbread house situation.
Oh, I see.
You just take a little bit here and there, but not enough to make the anemone mad at you. So this brings up the question of how the clownfish, a small and unassuming fish, is able to swim through the tentacles of the anemones without being stung, because the anemones do have venomous cells that are called nematocysts. We've had a chance at a lot of touch tanks and aquariums to touch the tentacles of an anemone. So at our size, they're not doing anything to us. Like, they're not hurting us or anything. And the anemones that we tend to touch aren't like particularly venomous species.
Oh, okay.
But like when you touch the tentacles, it seems like the tentacle sticks to you, and it's because it's trying to sting you. Like those are the stinging cells firing off that it's trying to sting you. But, we're kind of too big to be affected by their venom.
Get good.
Nerd. But what's interesting is that the clownfish's immunity seems to come from a mucus that coats the clownfish's skin. So they're covered with this sort of slime all over their body that protects them from being stung by the anemone. And it's not totally understood, like, mechanically how the mucus is protecting the clownfish. It could be either camouflaging the clownfish's skin and actually tricking the anemone into thinking the clownfish is just part of its own body.
Right.
So it doesn't fire off its stinging cells. Or it could have chemical compounds in it that actually just prevent those nematocysts from firing in the first place. Not totally understood, like, how the mucus protects them. But either way, it is not built in. It's not something they're just born with. Like, it's not something that they just like naturally produce. I mean, they do naturally produce it, but it's not something that they're just like straight out of the box ready to do. Kind of like the poison dart frogs, right? Like, it's not something that the body just does on its own. It has to like rely on environmental cues. So for the clownfish, this mucus has to be developed through a process of acclimation. So the clownfish actually has to build up the resistance to the anemone by through this period of slowly approaching the anemone's tentacles, and they might kind of like brush it with their fins, maybe get their belly, maybe their tail, and just kind of like lightly brush up against it for like hours. They'll have to like slowly immerse themselves in the anemone until eventually they're able to freely swim through the tentacles without getting stung. But they can't just like swim up to any random anemone and like be totally fine with it. They have to like acclimate. It's like attuning to a magical object.
All right then.
So this is a point for Finding Nemo, because this behavior is shown in the movie. When Marlin is getting Nemo ready for school, he says, don't forget to brush. And Nemo has to like swim through the tentacles, and he kind of like it's like analogous to like brushing your teeth.
Yes.
That is really like, he mentions like you have to brush so the anemone won't sting you. That is really like legitimately how they do that.
That's nice.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice addition, because that part is true. That part is true. Clownfish also rarely swim more than a foot away from their host anemone.
Aw.
Like almost never will you find them more than a foot away.
Okay.
They stay really close to their host anemone, which
hence Marlin's
yes,
like whole like don't go out too far.
Yeah, his like agoraphobia basically, like that's pretty consistent. Like clownfish don't like to be away from their anemone. Yeah. So like that part totally makes sense. They were really pioneers of the working from home revolution. One of the last things that I really want to talk about is another thing that lines up with the movie, of course, is parental care. One thing in the like pro Finding Nemo column, the male clownfish is actually the one that provides the most parental care.
Okay.
The female will lay her eggs in the pair's nest, and then the male will pass over them to fertilize them, and then he stays with the eggs. And he fans them, he keeps water flowing over them, he clears away any debris that might land on them, he chases away predators, like he really does stay there and protect them. But then once the eggs hatch, Dad is like, my job here is done. Like, roll credits, I am good. You're welcome. See you later. His job is done. He pieces out. He's like, y'all got it from here, right? Bye. Because the larvae, when they hatch, they are like microscopic. They are tiny and they go through this planktonic phase where they can't swim. They're so tiny that they're just picked up by the current. And they just drift as plankton until they get big enough to like settle on the ocean floor and find their own anemone.
If they get big enough.
If they get big enough. Well, that's why they have like a bazillion of them at a time, right? Because like most of y'all aren't going to make it.
I mean, whales got to eat.
But like the whole, idea of a clownfish being distressed that his offspring has left their home, that they're supposed to do that. They're supposed to embark on an odyssey across the ocean. They're meant to do that. Also, the reproductive cycles line up with the lunar cycle. Huh. So the eggs tend to hatch during either full or new moons. So when I first read this, I was like, are they just like really into astrology? Is this like fish witchcraft? But no, that is just because those are times when the moon is closest to the earth, so tides are higher.
That's so much like a Pisces.
Oh my gosh, it so is.
And that is the extent of my astrology knowledge.
And Pisces is which one?
The fish one.
There you go. See, you got it. Do you know anyone whose sign is Pisces?
Is it you?
Yeah. You said that like you didn't know. I think you were relying on context clues for that one. I think if I had asked you point blank what my sign is, I don't think you could have.
Well, now we'll never know.
Yeah, I guess you have to just get the credit for that. Finally, for aesthetics for the clownfish, this is a 9 out of 10. They're so cute. I mean, there's a reason that Pixar made a movie out of them, right?
My understanding was their popularity also skyrocketed.
Yes, I'm about to talk about that for sure. The only thing I had for aesthetics here is that some captive bred clownfish have really striking color morphs. Like they're not ones that you would see in the wild, but some of them could be like just black and white, which is really cool. Ooh. Some of them could be all black, which is really neat. Okay. Or like black with just one white spot on it, which is like, I was looking through a website that had like tons of like clownfish color morphs that you could like buy. And my favorite one was called the Domino. It was like all black, but it had a little white dot on it. And that was cute. So like interesting color morphs. They can be really, really cute. But even just like the base regular clownfish it's so cute. They're adorable. And they have such a cute little round, like they got big old round fins and everything about them is so like blobby. It's hard not to love them. Right. I see why they were the ones that Pixar went with. I get it. So their conservation status is actually of least concern. Oh. But collection for aquarium trade has actually threatened local populations. So especially when demand skyrocketed because of Finding Nemo. In the years following the release of the movie, which came out in 2003, clownfish were overharvested to the point of extirpation in some of their reefs. So extirpating meaning they went locally extinct. They no longer existed in some places. Wow. Not the whole species, but in some areas they were gone completely. You couldn't find them anymore.
Which is, I don't know, ironic, I guess, given the message of the movie about...
I think the movie really didn't highlight... I mean, I guess... from an adult's perspective watching it, you can see how the dentist, right, that collected Nemo out of the reef, you can, as an adult, you can see that he was in the wrong for doing that. But I don't think the movie leaned into that.
That's true.
I don't think the movie really emphasized like that was a messed up thing to do and that he shouldn't have done it.
All this conflict because of that.
Yeah, like they really did. I mean, he just seemed like a normal, regular guy, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't any sort of, usually they're pretty heavy-handed with their like villain messaging. It's usually pretty obvious. Like they made like the sharks out to be more villains than the dentist, and the dentist was arguably the villain of the entire movie. When I worked at a pet store, well over 10 years after the movie had come out, I had coworkers who, when they thought back to the time selling fish around when Finding Nemo came out, when they would think back on it, would be like they'd have like 1,000-yard stare. Like it was like they were like having flashbacks to the Finding Nemo days.
I imagine it was a lot of people trying to set up a saltwater tank for the first time.
Yes,
also.
Absolutely.
Right.
People whose kids had gone to see the movie and then said they wanted a clownfish. People didn't. First of all, a lot of people straight up don't know that there's a difference between saltwater and freshwater fish. So they thought you could just go get a bowl and like put sink water in it and put a clownfish in there. Saltwater tanks are a lot of work. I mean, freshwater tanks are a lot of work too. There's no fish that you could, safely just put in a bowl and they'd be fine.
Right.
But saltwater tanks especially are very difficult to take care of. And clownfish can be quite fragile and they require an anemone, like a living anemone to live in. So like they're not a beginner fish.
No.
And you had a lot of people who had never had a saltwater tank before who wanted to go straight to clownfish. So it was a little bit of a rough time, I think, to be selling fish. By now, I think a lot of the hype has probably died down. Maybe you get a spike when, Finding Dory came out, but I didn't hear of it. But these days, clownfish are very commonly bred in captivity, which has alleviated a lot of that strain on wild populations. But, of course, being reliant on anemones and healthy reefs means that clownfish are also vulnerable to impacts of climate change, like rising temperatures and acidification that can actually cause the anemones to bleach and die. So you're having clownfish really struggle because of their reliance on anemones. So the clownfish and the anemones are obviously linked. So fewer clownfish means the anemones don't have the protection they need and they struggle. Fewer anemones, of course, means that the clownfish don't have the shelter they need. So if either one goes, the other one's going to go too. And you get this sort of ecosystem collapse. So it's important to, think about the whole picture of the reef. And if you want to learn more about helping keep clownfish habitat healthy and glowing as it should be, you can go check out the Great Barrier Reef Foundation, which I'll have a link to in the episode description.
Excellent.
And that's clownfish.
That's really cool.
I really had fun with this one.
Yeah. I know our exposure to anemones has grown exponentially since we moved to the Pacific Northwest.
Yes. Oh my gosh. At low tide. At low tide. Oh.
They are goofy.
They are so goofy. They look bad. Anemones at low tide are... Yikes.
Yeah.
They look rough. Actually, last time I was at the Seattle Aquarium, I was very lucky in that I was watching the clownfish tank while they were feeding the anemones.
Oh.
That was really cool. So I saw like a person working, like I saw, all I could see was their hand reaching into the tank because they were like back behind the exhibit. And I saw them reaching their hand into the tank with like a small fish. And they just dropped the little small fish right into the tentacles. And I got to watch the anemone like use its tentacles to pull the fish in.
Ooh.
It was so cool.
Yeah, imagine.
And then the person's hand like waved.
That's cool.
I got it on video too. It was
I
really
think I
neat.
remember this. I think I was chasing Finley around though at the time.
That was during the Animal Crossing event, which was really fun.
Yes.
Next time you get a chance, check out the clownfish and really like see if you can identify like which one's the female and see if you can pick out the drama and the like the soap opera of it all, right? Like I have had family members that have had saltwater tanks that usually had clownfish in them at some point, and my understanding is that there's usually some drama, like some sort of constant ongoing drama between the clownfish that they can be quite entertaining.
That's a high value pet right there.
It is. And a pet you can't cuddle. That's my big problem.
I mean,
with
it's got to
fish.
make it up for it in some way. Drama.
I'll just like get a TV. So that's Clownfish. I had a lot of fun learning about them.
Thanks, hon.
Thank you. And thank you, friends, for listening with us and spending this time with us today. I hope you learned something new. If you want to hang out with us, we're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. I'll have links in the episode description. If you have an animal you'd like to hear us talk about on the show, send me an email at ellen@justthezooofus.com. We'd like to thank Maximum Fun for having us on their network. If you want to learn more about the network and the other shows, and also check out our bonus content, which is really, really good. We put out a bonus episode every month. I'm quite proud of them. I think they're very fun. Head over to MaximumFun.org to learn more about that. And we'd like to thank Louis Zong for our theme music.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
Supported
directly
by you.